Go, anyway,
Right, I'm going to finish my story.
Yes.
Right, we were walking through and we saw, they put up on boards for kids to read. They put up information about the different types of dinosaurs.
Oh,
and we
yeah,
got
yeah,
to
yeah.
one where it was about the mass extinction that killed them all off and different theories and what it could possibly be. And loads of scientists believe that it was a meteor shower, so loads of meteors hit the Earth and it blacked out. Yeah,
the dust cloud. Yeah.
so plants couldn't photosynthesize and dinosaurs wouldn't survive because the smaller dinosaurs, the plant-eating dinosaurs, would die, and then the carnivorous bigger dinosaurs would die out because there wouldn't be enough of the smaller dinosaurs. But anyway, we were talking about that, and she didn't realise. She went, "Oh, they all died," and I went, "Yeah, they all died out at the same time, or roughly the same time, not instantly, but there was a very 65 million years ago was the cut-off point, and they just all seemed to just disappear off the face of the Earth." And she went, "Oh, it's a bit worrying." And I went, "What do you mean it's a bit worrying?" Like, she went, "Well, just think about that." And I'm thinking, well,
What's she on about?
yeah, what are you on about? Like, if that was to happen right now, we probably would know very little about it anyway. And I went, they were around for like 130 million years,
like that,
and then that happened. It's like, she was just so shocked. You should have seen her little face. It was like a child's eyes,
like
lighting
someone
up.
ran amok with a knife, killing them all, or something, all on the same day.
They all got depressed.
What did she think? They all got hit by a meteor individually? Because that would be unlucky.
Yeah, it would be unlucky. No, I don't think she was thinking that. I think she was just thinking, what if that happened to us? Like, that could happen to us. Like, they were around for 130 million years. I'm thinking, you won't know anything about it.
Well, we would, because we would starve.
But it's...
Does she mean in the future, if this happens?
Yeah.
Well, it could do, I suppose.
It could do.
We don't know. If anyone knows, then just feel free to get in touch and correct us on that. But we don't know what's going to happen in 65 million years, apart from men will die first. Whenever that is, and we're not quite sure, it was somewhere on the internet. Something I remember from actually last time I saw Kelly, and it wasn't when she was here, it was actually when I was at your place, and I'd forgotten actually. I was admiring your fish tank. They're actually about 200 quid for a decent fish tank, a decent aquarium.
Oh, tell me about it.
And because you've got quite a nice small tank for those fish. And she mentioned, what was it she was saying, because you've got a black and a gold one or something like that, or two gold.
Well, what it is, we've got two goldfish, and we used to have a black moor, which is another variety of goldfish. The ones we've got at the moment are just common goldfish, and the black moor died out, and she went, they bullied him to death. And he died because of stress or something.
Right.
She's got this thing in her head.
But why does she think that, for a start, I mean, why does she think, A, that he was stressed? Why does she think he was stressed?
Well, I think it's just when she saw just the look of them, like they would swim around and they would peck at him, especially if you drop food in. They get quite like territorial almost, and they're opportunistic feeders, so they go straight for the food, and if there's anything in their way. And the water quality doesn't help. There were 3 of them in a tank, which is probably like a little bit too small. So it was probably more to do with that. But in her mind, that equates to bullying. That they would sort of suck at him. Yeah, fish bullying. That's what that is.
Thoughts, Angela?
Racist fish.
Not necessarily racist. Well, it didn't happen, did it? It wasn't bullying. It's just what Kelly thought.
It's just in her head, and I think it was justification to get rid of the other fish as well, because I think she preferred the black one. If I'm honest, there was a bit of favouritism going on
for the underdog.
It can look that way though. You know, if there's 2 of one and 1 of another, it's always going to look like ganging up.
I think she just wanted.
It's quite a funny thing to say though. The fish died of stress and being bullied. That's all I thought.
I don't know why she's worried about it. I bloody clean them out anyway.
Yeah. Do you have any stress in your life, Angela?
Yeah.
Thinking of stress?
Just exams at the minute.
Right. So presumably they're quite important exams, quite high standard, and need what sort of high percentage to get through and qualify as an accountant. I mean, it's quite an admirable thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
To take the other path, not go to university, be trained up on the job.
Yeah.
And am I allowed to say that? Oh, okay.
Why would you not
And,
be allowed to say that?
well,
How much do you need to be earning now to have to repay student loans on a bit of a
it's
time?
about
15
15 grand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's not a conscious decision. It's taken
Did
out
they,
before you.
did they then
It's
like
with your
take,
deductions on your pay
do
slip.
they then
Yeah.
like take a percentage of something?
Yes,
Yes.
they do. It's only a small percentage.
Just to zone in on something, because you've mentioned being stressed because of exams. I mean, how many exams do you have and over what sort of period of time?
In total, ooh, crikey, there's 9 plus 3 plus 2, 14.
Yeah, so it doesn't
14
bode well, does
exams
it?
in
9
total.
plus 3 plus 2. You're an accountant.
Well, it's because they have different letters at the beginning, so it's like 1 to 9, and then they start again at 1.
Well, there's no excuse for not knowing 9 plus 3 plus 2.
Well, I have to think how many you
Well,
have
you
to
can
do.
try and justify it.
Right.
There's no 9 plus 3 plus 2. Just say I've got 14 exams. Why? It's quicker to say 14, isn't it?
But you can get exemptions from particular exams. If
So
you want
14,
to
so
do
just the
it.
same, I suppose, as a degree course, and the pass mark presumably is quite high.
Well, what's the pass mark on a degree course?
Well, I mean, really.
just to pass, if you just want to pass.
40.
Yeah.
It's really low.
Yeah, it is low. That is low, though, isn't it?
Mm.
I mean, for a professional,
For someone who
responsible position, you wouldn't
Absolutely.
you'd expect, because a degree is academic. You can't say, well,
Well, not always, not in my case. Mine wasn't anything.
yeah, but normally a degree is academic in
Yeah.
the majority of cases. So I mean, you'd expect it in the real world when you're working and being paid and being trained, billing the company. I mean, what would you expect the pass mark to be? Just
Well, I wouldn't expect it to be 40 out of 100.
no. I mean,
That's
we're
too
lay
low.
people. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I'd say you need to be getting at least 70%. That's sort
I
of,
would probably say 65-70%.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's probably. Angela, can you help us out?
On the fundamentals papers, which are like the first papers that you take,
Right, stop trying to dress it up in posh language.
you need
What's the pass mark?
50
Out of?
or 50%.
right.
Right, that's a bit low. Go
And
on.
then I think I was reading on the website today, but then it crashed before I could double check it because they've just upgraded the website.
Well, go
But
on.
it said that for the professional stage you only need 40%.
And this is causing you stress, getting 40%, because this is where this has come from. You said you were stressed with the exams.
Well, I thought you had to get 50 across the board.
But-
And
that would
ideally,
stress
I
you.
always aim for like 80.
Yeah.
Then if you get like 70, you're quite happy.
Yeah, yeah. So why are you stressed about getting 40 and 50%?
I only found out today it was 40, and I'm not even sure if it is 40. I think it might still be 50.
Didn't you expect it to be like?
But why
40
are
or
you
more?
worried? I come back to the same question. 40 or
they're
50, if
rock
you're getting
hard.
80 or 70,
They're
it doesn't
rock
make any difference.
hard.
It's a pass.
Yeah.
They're rock hard. Rock hard. They're
Stop saying
difficult. Yeah.
But aren't you? Didn't Greg just point out that you're doing quite well already? So why does it worry you that the cut-off
I
point is
don't-
much
yeah.
lower than what you're already achieving?
Because there's such a broad syllabus that they can
But
test
they've
you
reduced
on.
the cut-off point. Do you think it might be 50, but it's probably 40?
But because
They've
there's
not
such
put
a
it up.
broad syllabus, they could pick something that you haven't studied in very much detail.
Well, that's not the
And
pass
then you're
mark.
screwed.
That's the.
Because it's like you get a 50-mark question and two 25-mark questions. So if you have a question that's worth 25 marks and you look at it and you don't know, you've just thrown away 25% of the paper. So then it makes it a lot harder to get your pass mark.
Well, but you must know that it can only be out of a certain number of topics, because I say this to my students. You can afford to not revise one topic. If it comes up, answer the other questions.
What they like to do is what they call a mixed bag. So they like to test every area of the syllabus.
Technical.
Mm.
Is
They
that
like
the
to
technical
test
name of the
every
exam?